Hi guys, Jacky Wolf here, and for those of you wondering, this is just a little and snippet thing that's going on. Uh, I have a Patreon. There's a badge up in the thing, and there's probably a link down below. I'm a bit of a dunce. I know I am. I'm sorry. But I only have one tier. I have the $3 tier. And when you join with the $3 tier, you are supporting me. You are getting well, you're getting bonus episodes of Jackie. You're getting some ultimate stuff here. You also get to ask questions that will randomly be drawn out of a hat by an autistic man or woman, whichever I am that day. And a nice shiny Discord rank in the coming future when I actually launch that piece of shit. I mean, that place. But until then, I've been Jackie. If you can spare the $3, it does help. It helps me out a lot, and it will help this channel continue to grow. And, well, it helps pay some things. Like, my computer is starting to get a little bit behind the times. And this is a fairly new Patreon, so I wanted to thank you people. Anyways, love you guys. Mean it. So, hi. Thank you for sticking with me through my little ad for whatever the product was, or Patreon. I don't really know. In fact, I'm Jackie. And that's half the fun of being me, is I'm clueless at even the best of times. Right.
Trans streamer Keffals has been doxxed repeatedly for weeks by users of a hate forum known as kiwifarms, but she chose to fight back. And guess what? She won in a big way.
She won in a big way, but the site still exists. The site's still existing, and all you're doing is actually bringing more attention to the site, which I believe Keffals has some things that they don't want to be publicly known, don't you, Keffals?
After engaging in a long pressure campaign, she successfully shut Kiwi Farms down.
Drop Kiwi Farms is a Twitter movement aspiring to dismantle this website. It attempts by defaming the community, which is a place to control or condones, or defaming our community as a place which condones criminal behavior, such as harassment and police hoaxes referring to swatting. These accusations are not true, and this is easily seen by browsing any thread for 10 minutes. When the media writes stories about Kiwi Farms, they rarely choose to pull direct quotes from us. This is because there are no posts on this website supporting criminal behavior that are not met with fierce backlash and or a permanent ban. The outage cycle of these false narratives and personal agenda to censor the content of this website. Read below. See what and why. And this is absolutely true. Josh, the guy that creates this, also known as Noel because he's been doxxed several times, does pretty good. This is pretty good at explaining what's going on with Kiwi Farms. This is actually fairly good at what's going on. And he even breaks down a timeline, which it's part of the reason what piqued my interest in this. March 23rd, Keffals, Clara Sorrenti, goes about high profile political streamer Destiny being banned on Twitch. March 25th, Kiwi Farms operator Noel, that's me, talks about Destiny's bans for less than 5 minutes on his podcast. Less than 5 minutes is about right. I think his podcast is Mad at the Internet. Something like that. Immediately after, Keffals tweets that the final boss of transphobes streamed about them and complains about the negative attention. They proclaim they have nothing to hide and nothing to fear. Well, I hate to tell you this, you have plenty of hide and a lot to fear, Miss Groom's children. On March 26th, a thread created about Keffals, which includes information about their life pre-Twitch, their open hatred of women, and their career in pornography, all of which there are receipts for on this forum. Well, minus the pornography bit. I think they censored that. On August 8th, Keffals announces they were visited by police due to a fake letter sent in Keffals' name to a member of the Canadian Parliament. This announcement came with a press kit, and journalists were quickly spreading the news and advertising a GoFundMe. Do you know how bad that sounds? That sounds like a fake narrative. That sounds like a really fake narrative. That sounds like a extremely fake narrative. And I know this is just a statement, but August 8th is when I first got pinged by people that were asking about Keffals. Believe it or not. Because I do cultural journalism and I might not be the most entertaining person in the world. I'm working on it. I'm sorry my voice is the way my voice is. It's not, I can't really help it. By August 15th, Keffals GoFundMe had raised Canadian $90,000. See, that again is starting to sound like a breath or a grift. On August 24th, we experienced service disruption due to an ongoing DDoS criminal network attack, and there has been several of those since the 24th. August 25th, U.S. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene is the victim of a SWAT prank, which was accompanied by an obviously fake letter blaming a mod on the forum. Yeah, that's absolutely a thing. They blamed a mod on the forum for this particular thing that happened. And I believe Marjorie Taylor Greene then spoke out about it and demonized the forum without actually knowing what the forum has done. August 29th, kiwifarms is restored. August 30th, Keffals launches the domain dropkiwifarms.net, which uses Cloudflare. Interesting. I wonder if that's still up. We'll open that in a new tab. Oh yeah. The smart. It's not going to take you there. Yeah, apparently they were using a logger for this website, which was logging people's IP addresses. And then they were grabbing people that they thought were kiwi farmers. I don't really worry about that stuff because my IP address my IP address when I'm browsing this stuff actually changes about every 5 minutes. Except on Tor. I could probably do just to see if it's still up. Yeah, access denied. Because basically I am on a Tor browser. August 31st, Cloudflare responds indirectly to Essence that their message was delivery removing service so people can engage in criminal behavior. To censor a website is antithetical to their company's business model, their ethics, and their interest of activists, minority organizations, and policymakers around the world. At this point in time, I really was like, Cloudflare, you did a great job, because that is true. August 31st, a user from 4chan's poll board visits Keffals' house. Keffal blames the Kiwi forums and claims to be in fear for their life again. From 4chan, not Kiwi Farms. Although, again, this is just what he knows from reading. Just to put this in perspective, there's a lot more to that could actually possibly be the case. September 1st, Keffals announced that they have bought $1,400 worth of equipment to begin IRL streaming, which involves holding a camera and broadcasting your precise position in real time. Oh. Well, if you're being swatted and doxxed and you're having a problem with people doing that, why would you want to do that? I mean, I get it. If I didn't have medical problems, I probably would be IRL streaming because I do actually love photography. September 3rd, Cloudflare drops the Kiwi Farms and Matthew Prince lies about why. He basically made it sound like there were threats against the company, but what happened was that there was a post from an account that hadn't been used in like a few years, and even then only had 3 posts and made a violent Fed post. And for those of you who might be normies watching this, a Fed post is when you make something deliberately to get something took down. It's not like great. September 5th, DDoS guard terminates the service with zero notice or explanation. The Kiwi Farms becomes accessible only by Tor. And I'm using Tor because reasons. September 6th, Canadian state-funded corporation CBC publishes article with deliberate information claiming that New Zealand shooter Brenton Tarrant posted to Kiwi Farms his terrorism plot hours before it happened. In reality, he posted to 8chan's poll board minutes before it happened. It happened and streamed it to Facebook. An archive was posted there. Brandon Tarrant did not have an account with the forum. Yeah, but see, they don't care about how much misinformation there is. Objections. The current objective is to force Kiwi Farms off the ClearNet, the everyday internet, not Tor, not the deep net, not the dark webs, either by having it down or forcing it into a public network not accessible by normal people. The people involved: Keffals, Clara Sorrenti, former Canadian Communist Party member involved with adult entertainment as a fart fetish T-girl, now a Twitch streamer with a young audience. Sponsors and directory for obtaining or synthesizing hormones intended for minors hiding transition from their parents. Operated a large private chat room called the Catboy Ranch, which had minors in it. Participants had custom animal collars honoring Keffals Ranch and declaring them property. Keffals could be seen publicly flirting with a 16-year-old 10 years younger. Yeah, that's... After raising 100,000 Canadian dollars by claiming they were afraid for their lives, Keffals took an immediate vacation to Ireland. Well, technically North Ireland. They're different countries. A poster on 4chan's poll board posted a picture outside of their apartment in Ireland. Despite this, Keffals has spent $1,400 on recording equipment for IRL streaming, which means strapping a camera to the body and live streaming your exact position. And again, I would be doing this if I did not have health issues. Bob posting. Chloe as Solanders runs the HRT or the DOT HRT directly that Keffals financially sponsors and publicly advertises. Aggressive picture of HRT for minors. Operates a Discord for transitioning, brags about pink pilling young boys, and boasts account of over 1,000 minors. Teaches children how to buy cryptocurrency so that they can buy hormones illegally and secretly. Providing instructions for brewing estrogen in the bathtub to half a dozen minors. Keffals co-signs this behavior and directly assists it. Liz Fang Jones. Liz the Grey. Friends of Greta Gracevia and Nita, I don't know, former chairs of the nonprofit Trans Lifeline, sent an email from their google.com email address to a service provider we use, hoping to scare them into taking us down because our website exposed that their friends might be embezzling money. Greta and Nita were later removed by their board of directors. Liz no longer works at Google and complains that Kiwi Farms makes it harder to find work. LFJ walks around in public with a dog collar, pick related, and tries to use copyright complaints to censor criticism of them pick related. Pretty much. And Voss, journalists who post bizarre, disgusting diatribes about wanting to set up facilities where natural women are raped and forcibly impregnated by transgenders, publish videos of them talking about this fantasy in detail. And I'm not clicking the examples. Blames people for not, or blames us for people not liking them. Geez, article women are human, and wonder why people don't like them. Sophie Labelle. Labelle is a French comic artist responsible for An Assigned Male, a comic about prepubescent transgender children, blah blah blah. They complain that kiwifarms pedo jackets them before Assigned Male. Sophie was a furry who drew cub fur porn of animal characters wearing diapers and a fetish. Having sex or in as a fetish and having sex. One image in particular was confirmed to be drawn from life. Yeah. No, it's just gross. It's just gross. Harassment and SWAT police pranks. We do not condone any behavior besides on-site discussion. Off-site contact with any person in real life is unwelcome here, both as political position or official position of management in the community. Our community is the victim of deliberate frame to police crimes. Suicide. The death of a few people who might have had threads on this website are used as a weapon to try and shut down the entire forum. The brief summary of a few of those people. Chloe Segal, small independent game developer and transmitter, died by self-immolation. It was blamed on Kiwi Farms. Direct contradiction of their own words. Chloe's spoken statement when described by a witness were about a houselessness and a lack of mental health care in the United States. Segal had very bad relationships with gay and trans and essentially excommunicated from those circles before their death. They had been evicted from their own home weeks before committing suicide. They launched several GoFundMes to crowdfund living expenses, but received almost no contribution. For various reasons, nobody wanted to talk or help Chloe. When Chloe died, these same people tried to take responsibility and blame it on us. Chloe's thread had not received a post in 8 months prior to her suicide. I mean, we can keep going down this list of people, but yeah, obviously any forum has some dark histories and stuff. But yeah, this is all just for the clout of one streamer. And I wanted to tell you people that you need to be very aware and very, 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 very warned about this stuff. Because it's only going to get worse with political seasons upon us. With things going on in the world being the way they are. People are unsure and they will take any hoax, any person at their face. Be careful of the movements in which you join. Because, well, they may just end up being bad for you. That being said, I've read through the timeline of what happened. There's stuff that's happened since then. Kiwi Farms, every time it comes up, continues to be DDoSed, even on tour. And that is actually pretty bad. And yeah, it's just the way things are. Anyways, I've been Jacky. I hate talking about this topic. I'd rather be streaming video games and culture jamming, you know. But this is actually internet culture, so it is relevant. Anyways, if you can, check out my Patreon. I do plan on starting to do at least one extra video a week. I may be doing more than that. Who knows? It's me. I'm a clueless, insane person. Later.